Hot Mike's Utility Store. Great title. You know it.
The bottom line is the mustache is a terrible look. It's not handsome. Goodbye.
What a great open.
Goodbye. We're not even going to mess with this another minute. You look awful with a mustache. You look like an absolute bozo. Okay. First we do that. All right. And now we'll finish it off. Okay. Bye-bye. Wow. A handsome bastard.
I had to do it. The stash is gone. I mean, it was terrible. Can we just say to all those who said the stash was you're very kind people. You kept me going. You said, you know what? You look okay with a mustache. You look handsome with a mustache. No, keep the stash. Hang in there. Give it one more week. It was a bomb. I looked at myself. It just hit me in a moment. And it wasn't one of these long thought out things. I'm standing there in front of the mirror and I'm like, no, this is terrible. It's not even like a little bad. This is an abomination. So I whacked the stash right in a moment right there. You know what I'm saying? Boom. See you later. Good morning. I hope you had a wonderful weekend here. We call it Morning Mics. It's Hot Mics in the afternoons on a big day Mondays. We do the big show later on. And then, but every morning, 7 o'clock, it's nice. All right, let's check in. What's going on? Terry says, good morning, Billy. Thank you for shaving. Saw you on TV last night. Was like on not good. Back today after surgery last week. Oh, Terry, I'm glad the surgery went better. Listen, seems like it did. Yeah, the stash was good. Yeah, let's have a moment of silence for the stash. It was, I've tried it before and I've just never gone that far. So I finally I was like, let me just take this thing the distance and see what's going on there. Good afternoon from Manchester, UK. Oh, Jane Lang from Manchester. Hello, Jane. I'm watching a UK show, an old British show I got into over the weekend, and I'm already on the second season because I am totally addicted, but it's called Broadchurch. And I think it's like 10 years old or more. It's early Olivia Colman. Oof. And not only that, oh yeah, there it is, Steve. Thank you. Olivia Colman, and I don't know who the dude is in front. But you got some early Phoebe Waller-Bridge too, I think, from Fleabag. She's in there somewhere. So it's excellent stuff. The acting is great. I don't know if Broadchurch is a real place or not. I haven't looked it up yet. But I really, I kind of want to go. Yeah. Happy Monday, Zelda. What a great name. Oh, the actor's name is David Tennant. Jane, we're right back to you. Thank you. Love Broadchurch. Yeah. So listen, Olivia Colman to me is one of the greatest actresses going. And this is some of her early stuff. So I've got 3 seasons of her. God, she's good. It's amazing how you can tell a great actor and a terrible actor. It's just certain people make it seem totally natural. So anyway, here we are. I've got 3 more days of television left. I've taped my final thing for Extra on Wednesday. It's like a long day of taping. Some of this stuff has to last through August, but I'm leaving television on Wednesday. Extra television, entertainment TV, gone. Why not? I mean, they canceled Stephen Colbert. Okay, so that tells you where TV is, but probably should have done my own thing a while ago. But yeah, I'm not going to another lily pad. I am doing my own platform. It's Hot Mics or bust. Hot Mics or starve, and we're all in. So I've reached out to a few people. I've got many different ways and people who know Bill Simmons of The Ringer, and I reached out to Bill. I sent him 3 texts. They all went unanswered. I was like, oh God, this isn't going well. Bill, hello. Finally, he hit me last night, and he's been on vacation. It's the only month where sports is slow. So that's when he has to take his vacation anyway. So thank God. You ever done that? You reach out to someone, you're like, is it me? I sent this 3 times. The other one was Jerry Seinfeld. I sent Jerry an email. I'm trying to get him on the show. I told the old story, the old Jerry Seinfeld story, which I touched in with him. I had a laugh about that. Jerry and I had a great moment years ago in the beginning of my career. I think I told you I was interviewing Jerry. It was like my second year on the job, and it was for a comedy documentary he was doing. And Seinfeld is wearing a black sweater, and we're in the basement of a comedy club. I'm wearing a button-down shirt, lavender, but very, light. It's hot down there. The lights are hot. We're doing this interview. I'm so excited. I'm a New Yorker, born and raised New Yorker. I'm interviewing the legendary, iconic Jerry Seinfeld, and I just wanted him to like me. I was like, really, just like me, please. And so I prepared everything, and it was going well until I started thinking about that it was going well, which led my crazy mind, young, inexperienced mind at that time to say, what if it didn't go well? Or what? I just talked myself into a disaster. Everything was fine. It was going great. And then I started getting nervous, and then I started getting anxious, and I don't know what, it was like broadcast news bad. And Jerry is looking at me very patiently as the interview's going, and all of a sudden a little sweat forms like right here on the chest, and then it expands a little. I'm like, okay, we've got like this, it's like the size of Rhode Island here in the beginning, and it's sort of, next thing you know, becomes Massachusetts. Now we've got New England, and next thing you know, the map of Africa is all over me. Finally, Jerry sees this coming undone, and he goes, "Are you going to be okay?" I said, "No, Jerry, I don't know what happened. I'm so nervous. I just wanted you." And then I just got honest with him. And we had a giant laugh and kind of bonded us forever. Anyway, I reached out to Jer. I thought it would be fun to have him on. And he said, "I can't do it right now. I'll definitely do it in the future. Good luck with everything." So let's look at him maybe for the fall. All right. Good morning. Here we go. Look at Steve. What do we got here? Let's see. Good morning. Yay. Goodbye, Mustache. Love the new morning show. First time live. Usually listen later. Oh, hi, Lorianne. Good to see you. Welcome. We love you. Just found your show here. Keep it upbeat and interesting. Great job. Keep it up. You keep it up. I thought she was telling me, hey, now keep it upbeat or interesting, or I'm out of here. Great job. Good luck, although you won't need it. Oh, we all need a little, I guess. I don't know. How about the guy in Massachusetts? He went and bought a Powerball ticket in one location, thought that he didn't get the right ticket that included him in the next round. And so he went to another station and bought a second ticket, and they both hit. You want luck. That's unbelievable. See, Billy is able to use anybody's voice when telling a story. I've been into the Irish accent, and I think it's a little bit, I was watching the Open Championship there with Scottie Scheffler, and I thought he did a great job. NBC had a wonderful, they take the little man, I think it's Paul McGinley or something, and they usually have him on the Golf Channel. But they say, "Paul, because we're in Northern Ireland at Portrush, we're going to put you in the big booth." So he got upgraded to the main network, and he was excited. But I love the Irish accent. I love the golf. The Open Championship was wonderful. Is there anything better? And for me, sitting on a couch on Sunday and just chilling, watching golf. Add a segment that has cocktails with Billy. Tape a moment of you having drinks with your celebrity friends or early morning coffee with Billy. Show us your coffee skills. I just did my little. It's so easy these days. They're not really my skills. I got the espresso machine, La Navaza or something. I don't know.
Billy, I'm going to jump in there because, I mentioned this last week, but your coffee skills are top of the game with the oat milk swirl. Don't play it down. It's pretty good.
Well,
I might film you doing it. Maybe we should show people. I might film you next time I'm over at the pool house.
Do it. I'll show my skills. And by the way, for a little, getting things going kind of move, a little cinnamon across the top can be a nice thing. Steve, we're going to talk about this, and I want you to know, if you were with us on Friday or Thursday, Steve was taking off that afternoon for his daddy-daughter trip. He's got 2 daughters, but this was Abby, right? Just you and Abby?
Maddie. This was Maddie.
Maddie.
Yeah, Abby's in 3 weeks.
Abby's not yet. She gets
Not
to
yet.
go second. Maddie gets to go first.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. I'm excited to hear the details. I've seen some photos, but we'll share that with you folks. Just wanted to say, what do we think about? Oh, look at this.
Well, Bill, I'm going to jump ahead because they were talking about drinks, and I didn't know if that was a good setup for you last night because you took an excursion last night. Speaking of drinks, and speaking of your accent.
Yes, I went. Last night I went to dinner at my friend's house in Malibu. Let me tell you something about Malibu. You hear about Malibu and you're like, oh my God, it's, how gorgeous and surf. It is there's like 27 miles of Malibu. So when you come to my house in Malibu, it could be from Santa Monica up the coast. You go Santa Monica, Palisades, Malibu. It could be a 15-minute drive or it could be a 50-minute drive. He's at the end of Malibu. 50 minutes up and back. I got up there. I was like, okay, well, I had 2 glasses of rosé over 3 hours. And that was enough. And then I drove back. But shit, that's a long way to go. On a Sunday night, so I got back and I could only bang out 1 episode of my great show, Broadchurch. You need other podcasts on. What does that mean? I need to do other ones besides one? Or bring on other people? You're a genuine soul, kind, funny, and super interesting. Look at how many of us wake up with you. It's a fun way to start our day. You've got this. Keep on going. Yeah, so everybody last night at this dinner was like, so what's going on? I'm like, well, yeah, I'm done with television on Wednesday. I'm literally finished with TV. You got to walk away from them before they walk away from you. You know what I mean? Like, and believe me, if I had stayed on Extra, my salary would have been whacked 40%, 60%. Does it pay a bill here and there or something? Yeah, but it's like, don't be the last guy to leave the party. You know what I'm saying? And get out. So I did. And here's something, Steve. You watched this. Someone just said, have you started watching Untamed yet? That's the Eric Bana.
That's the one I was telling you about. When I got in late last night, I popped that on, and I was pretty into it. The first 10 minutes that sets up the murder mystery, I don't think I'm giving anything away, is outstanding. And I like Eric Bana. Like when you talk about who are you just saying? Like the manly man? Who's the man? What show were we watching? It's like the man of men actors.
Well, Eric Bana is as manly as it gets, but the manliest guy is Tom Hardy.
That's it, Tom Hardy.
Mobland. Tom Hardy, he went to his little acting classes and he wore a black turtleneck and drank espresso and smoked cigarettes with the other and wore Doc Marten boots with the other, thespians. But yet this guy is terrifying. I believe that he is that strong and buff and cool.
Well, Untamed puts Eric Bana like with the big gray beard. He works at Yosemite as like a ranger. He was riding a horse and he's solving a murder. Like it's Hardy. And then I fell asleep. But it started good.
Yeah. Oh, here's a really interesting question. Are you leaving Extra because of your content on Blake Lively since mainstream media are team liar, liar? Melissa. Oh, Melissa. Look at Melissa. Okay. What have we committed to with morning mics and hot mics? Honesty. Who gives a shit? Honesty. This community is like, I want to lift the veil of bullshit. I think so. I think there's definitely a problem. When I started talking about Blake and what I thought was real, I think mainstream media is terrified of doing anything that's like, put it this way: Today's Show, Good Morning America, Extra, Access Hollywood, Entertainment Tonight, morning shows, evening shows, whatever. The winner in television now is the show that shrinks the slowest. The show that loses audience slower than the others is your winner. And so you've got to be super safe. Super safe people don't get out there. They'll fire you in an instant. If your head peeks up above the sand with an opinion that's a little too far out or something, whack, you're risking too much. You notice that everybody is so safe. They don't really say anything. And ultimately, I find it to be totally uncompelling, right? So people come to YouTube and other places for compelling and for opinion and for, little fearlessness. Yeah, mainstream media is so fake. You're spot on. NYT has also shown itself to be corrupt. It's crazy. I would say, but my genre of television, not corrupt, certainly not, just scared. And so I can't sit there and say what I really believe to be true and know to be true regarding Blake Lively or anything else, and then get on Extra the same night and repeat something that is a little bit more safe and robotic. You know what I mean? What does that mean, Charlie? Hit the thumbs up, please. Does that everybody hit the thumbs up for Charlie? Because someone keeps saying that. Does it? I don't know if it does anything. I don't know if it means anything, but I'm pretty sure. It must tell YouTube, hey, this is fun. I don't know. But we are seriously building from the ground up here, folks. Here's Nita. Need a stash? I got one for you. Hold on. Oops, I'm late today. You were missed on Friday. I sure agree on the clean face. Great decision. Yeah, thanks. Yes, I am here. Oh, Trogger. I'm here because the Bushman is funny. He's cool, intelligent, and honest. I don't like reading compliments about myself. I didn't mean to do that. He's promised us that he'd always tell the truth. Yeah, oof. That's a tough one. But it's true. It's more fun that way. What are your thoughts about all the talk that Obama is going to be arrested and what was recently discovered? Oh, that's interesting. I got to read more. I don't know enough, but Obama's not going to be arrested. Zohran Mamdani is not going to be arrested either. Trump, just honestly shut up with the arresting of people. And by the way, speaking of him, how about this? Threatening to restrict a stadium deal in Washington, D.C. at the old RFK Stadium. I went to a Grateful Dead show there years ago when I was in high school. Went to RFK. I love that old stadium. They want to put, the Washington Commanders back in so they can be closer to D.C. And Trump says he's going to restrict the deal unless they go back to the Redskins. Hey, look at this. Greetings from Edinburgh, Scotland. Big fan. I went to Edinburgh Drab Python from, do I call you Python? Let's call you Python. I was in Edinburgh when the Queen died at Balmoral in Scotland. So the protocol is that you have to have the first funeral in the land where she dies. So she actually died there, and so they had right down the Miracle Mile or whatever it's called in the something mile. Can't remember, in Edinburgh. And the greatest story. This is like, it was just me, a cameraman, and that's it. I think just me and my cameraman. Oh, and our producer, Jan, who I love. And we got there, and I called the van driver ahead of time and said, hey, I need a step stool because my cameraman's got to be up on a step stool, and so do I. We need two of them so we can film the Queen coming up the Miracle Mile. And okay, so they do it, come there. The police are coming. They say, you can't be here. You can't put a step stool up. You just have to. I'm 5'9.5". I say 5'10", but again, this is honest, right? We're doing honesty. Yeah, sure. Do I wear Hoka sneakers? I can't do it. I had to stop. The Hokas are obvious. Steve, by the way, I see you wear Hokas, and I know why. I know they're comfortable.
Wait a minute.
Can we get this out of the way?
I know where you're going with this, but I actually don't wear Hokas.
Well, you wear Hoka's best friend. They're competitor. They're Hoka-esque.
No, I do question the high lift of the shoe.
Steve, yeah. I get it. Listen, I understand. Anyway, no Hokas would have saved me on the Royal Mile. I don't think it's the Royal Mile. Something else. It's close. But anyway, I'm like, we're screwed. I just bought plane tickets from London, made a last-minute gut-wrenching call to fly to Edinburgh. We did it all in one day. We left at 5:30 in the morning. We got to Edinburgh. We went to the thing to film. We're going to fly back that night. And now we're not even going to get our shot. But the BBC had the world feed. So they had scaffolding everywhere and they had cameras in every location, and they were filming it and feeding it to the world, and all the different networks could take that feed. So I go up and I find this very cool guy who is like the producer with the headset kind of running things. And I'm asking him, do you mind if I just put my camera at the end of your platform here? I'll be out of the way. I see there's 3 feet on the end. I got a perfect right along the wall. Gives me a shot. And he's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I said, okay. I go down to the pizza place. This is heads up. I go down to the pizza place. That's right on the mile, the Royal Mile. And I get 5 pizzas and I bring them up. The last time I did this was Heidi Klum in 2001. You remember, Steve. But I brought the pizzas up to the guy and I said, look, these are for your cameramen and for your audio people and your producers on the platform. I see they're in position and have been for a long time. Feed them up and, take care of your people. And the guy goes, oh, wow. He hands the pizzas out to everybody and he looks at me and he goes, okay, listen, on the end, keep your voice down. Do we have audio mics that are out? Please don't be loud when you're talking. I said, you got it. Thank you so much. Saved my ass. So I move my cameras up there and I'm on the end. I think I've got I'll find a little picture of that. And we get there on the end and I have enough to just wear a nice black jacket, white shirt, black tie. And below is jeans, and very Sean Hannity-esque. And we get to film, and I had to whisper, and here comes the casket. Prince Andrew is leading the way along with, Charles, and of course, Lady so-and-so, and blah, 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 blah. And had to whisper my way through it. So the very first episode of Extra, I think it was 2022 or something that season, or 23, opens like this. Welcome to a new season of Extra. Whispering as the Queen comes up. That was Edinburgh, Scotland. The bribery on the pizza. Yeah, and then when I was young, when I was just starting out in New York as a reporter for Access Hollywood, the Victoria's Secret fashion show, I knew that all the models, and this is when Heidi Klum and Giselle Bundchen and Tyra Banks and the OG Victoria's Secret models were just sort of coming up. They were hot. I mean, not hot, but they were, in the zeitgeist. And the media was allowed to go down before the women would go out and do the show. And I knew they'd been starving themselves for 2 weeks. So I brought in like 2 pizzas, had a camera following me, and I just went, pizza for Klum, pizza for Klum. And I bring it over and they couldn't help themselves. Giselle, Tyra, Heidi, just crushing themselves. Smart man. Yeah. Bribery with pizza. Yep. I like to think I didn't do it just for myself. I did it for those hungry cameramen, but nope, I did it for myself. Clearly, Steve is a musician. This is a great question, Lisa. I was just thinking that, Steve, at some point, maybe this week, maybe later in the week, I think Steve needs to give us a little drum solo or something, a little, give us a little something, right?
You know what I could do is pull up the rap that you did. I played some drums for. Do you remember, for Hot Mics? We jumped on live.
Oh,
what was
yeah.
that
Am I
for?
on crack or did Billy shave his stash? You may be on crack. 2 things can be true at the same time. You're probably on crack, and yes, I did shave my stash. But Steve, I think we get we get your drums going. And maybe we put together Billy in the Morning Mics, okay? And we find in our chat, I'm sure we've got a bass guitarist in here, like, like Buckaroo Banzai here from is he an Aussie guy? Could be. What's up, ladies and gents? Buck could be our bassist, right? And we put together a band. Why not? Yeah, I think people really do want a drum solo out of you.
I don't know. It can't go over well over these mics, but I like the idea. We'll make something happen.
So the Coldplay couple, What an evolution on the Coldplay couple. It starts off as really funny, right? Chris Martin, calls him out on the Jumbotron. I've never seen anything that viral. I mean, I've seen viral, but can you think of anything more viral than this? Look at him duck down. Someone said, that's not your lady. If that's your person, you don't abandon them so quickly. Look, but I read an article in the Free Press, which is one of my definite subscriptions, Barry Weiss and the Free Press. Kat Rosenfield wrote an article, said, Coldplay did a bad thing. The internet did worse. She's going to be a guest on the on Hot Mics today at 2:00 Pacific and 5 Eastern. As we get into a whole bunch of serious topics. But that one is interesting. It's the power of shame, right? It started off as funny and it quickly turned sadistic. Like people just wanted their heads. I don't know, like we all don't live in glass houses in some way. But I agree. I know that there's a sense of justice. It's wrong, the whole thing, but I don't know. He was fired. Should he have been fired? I can tell you this. I mean, I looked at the earnings of that company. It's extremely successful company. He's a very successful CEO. He's gone. He resigned. Everything happens so quickly. I'll tell you what it hits me in a little bit of a weird way because I've been caught up in that. I've been caught up in like, what? Huh? Public shaming. It just comes in and it's so potent and powerful and it takes you out. I mean, like in years ago, fired from NBC, it just happened so fast. It was like, wait, what's happening? What's going on? What tape? You mean it's 11 years? That thing from 2005? What do you mean? I reported that. What are you talking about? Like that's not new. Why is this happening? Oh my God! And next thing you know, you're on the phone with a crisis manager and your heart and all of a sudden it's like fight or flight and what do you do? Is oh my God, and then you're gone. And then it quiets down and the world moves on and you are in a therapy camp to keep yourself alive. I don't know this woman, she's got her last name. She married this guy, Cabot. I mean, that's a big time. That's a Mayflower, Plymouth Rock, old school Boston name. But boy, I can tell you the power of public shaming isn't worth it for any sin. We're all sin. We all sin. We're all flawed, deeply flawed people. But public shaming is lethal. It takes lives. It will kill you if you don't have a good family or good walls around you or structure or friends. If you're lonely, if you're not in your life at that particular time, if things aren't solid, it can kill you. And regarding my own thing, I have to tell you, a lawyer whom we all know represents somebody in a big lawsuit right now, was talking to me, the cancellation lawyer, the lawyer who saves the canceled. He said to me the most interesting theory. He said, you know what? I wish I was your lawyer at the time. I said, yeah, me too. He said, you know why? Because let's look at the facts. You were the lesser guy in a big news organization, right? In a big company, you're the smaller guy. The Trump is the biggest guy. You're in a room. He's choosing the dialogue. He's talking about these things. You're doing your best to react and, keep him happy because he will walk out and immediately, I like Entertainment Tonight. I hate Billy Bush. He's done. You're kind of keeping him afloat. We know what it's like to manage him. He's saying all those things. You report it after the incident to your supervisor. This just happened on the bus. 11 years later, they fire you for something you reported. They didn't fire you for 11 years. Why 11 years later? They've known about it. They owned it. 11 years later, they fire you? Obviously different reasons. You're the victim of sexual harassment, he said. I went, oh my God. Can a guy with my profile, win something like that? I don't know, but we could have gotten a bigger settlement. I'd still be doing morning mics. That's just from a very fancy studio. Unbelievable. Here we go. Billy's keeping the peace, making everybody happy with the situation. I don't know what that. Oh, Canton police. What do we got here? Boston girl here. If you cheat on an investigation leads to public shaming too. Canton police, Boston police, Mass police. What's going on in Massachusetts, by the way? Seems like all the news is coming out of Massachusetts. I really want to track down some of those people, though. Yeah, it was the ego that they could do that, knowing they had family and children. Yeah. Everyone says if they just hung on, like if they just stayed there, and stationary and didn't react, they'd be fine. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. Anyway, Cabot rum. Oh yeah. So yeah. I wonder at least if the husband, Andrew Cabot, who owns Privateer Rum, maybe he's getting a bounce out of this. They say there's, all PR is good. All PR. Mildred Potka, new to the chat here. Billy Bush is such a hot zaddy. What's a zaddy? I've heard zaddy before, but I don't get it. But thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we got a little bedhead rocking here. Did not get to the shower yet. Steve, tell me about your daddy-daughter weekend. I'm dying to hear about this. I set this up saying when I did get fired from NBC, I didn't work for 3 years, but in each of those 3 years, I took each of my 3 daughters somewhere in the world one-on-one with me. It was a dad-daughter trip, and it was really good for us, and I would not have done it if I was big wheeling and big dealing on the Today Show. So Steve has 2 daughters. Together we have 5, Steve. I just realized that.
Wow.
That's a lot of girls for us. No boys. They call it poetic justice. God's getting even for something. I don't know what you did, but I know what I did.
Back to the drums, Billy. I've been a drummer a long time.
Why Seattle? Why did you choose Seattle for you and Maddie?
I didn't choose Seattle. That's part of the daddy-daughter trip. They get to choose. So they pick the place within reason, one at a time. So it's one-on-one time. And it was amazing, Billy. And you know this because you told me about it years ago, but like so needed. It was for 3 days, just the phone's pretty much put away. You're one-on-one with your daughters, but it's one at a time. And it was just outstanding. And use it as a little bit of learning experience. They have to, once they pick the place, they have to, Maddie's 12. Here we go. Here we're at Pike's Market here. Oh yeah. Pike's Place.
Look how happy she is.
Yeah. And they have to do a little research, and we have to go around. Here's one thing. So we went to this island, and we went to Bainbridge Island, and
what the hell is that? A pond behind or a putting green?
It's a pond, and it's a reserve on Bainbridge Island that it's rated one of the top 10 gardens in the world. This is just one part of it. You walk for 3 miles on a private estate through Japanese gardens. One part you're in the forest, like there is nobody around, and you can't have more one-on-one time and just away from everything else.
Yeah.
But I did want to tell you on the island, one thing that Bainbridge Island, do you know what it's good for or what it's known for, Billy? And I thought of you immediately for this.
Pickleball.
Absolutely immediately.
Is it pickleball?
Oh, you knew it.
No, I think I did know that pickleball is from
Bainbridge Island.
Bainbridge Island. There was a man who lived out there, and he had a dog named Pickle, and they created this sport. They painted the lines, and they had a dog named Pickle, and Pickle would always go and chase the ball when it got loose. And so, and he'd bring it back. And so they called it pickleball. And I think that's crazy, but I think that's actually the advent of the game.
I can't, of course you knew this. 1965. I had no idea. We're going through the little shops, and Maddie's shopping for her sister. And all of a sudden I'm like, why is everything pickleball? And they're like, this is where pickleball started.
I think that's amazing.
Billy, but 2 more things real quick while we're on this. One is this picture right here. We're in front of the Four Seasons. That's nothing. But I totally forgot this. And I don't forget a lot of things about our past, Billy. But you and I were in this Four Seasons together. Do you remember why? Because I totally forgot.
That when we were questioning our sexuality. I hope not. No,
We,
I know this is Beyonce.
yes.
Beyonce interview. We got the nod from her camp days out. You and I traveled to Seattle. We interviewed Beyonce. Something happened in that interview. There was something weird that happened in it. Like her jeans didn't fit or something. And then she sat in a towel and we agreed not to film. I don't know.
Do you want to, should I reveal what it was? I mean, because I do remember it was a big moment in my producing in our career. So we waited out. We were waiting and waiting and waiting for Beyonce. So we're in her suite. She's in the other suite getting the hair and makeup.
Yeah.
We're in there and we waited quite a while. But the time was on because she was performing that night. And actually, I had to go over to the performance. I think I was interviewing her mom later or something. And you were heading out. And she comes out. She finally sits down. And you're sitting there. She's sitting there looking at each other. I'm behind the camera. Everybody's in the room like it is. Is it ringing a bell what it is? And all of a sudden, I look while she's talking to you. And her hair is going like this. And I can see
Beyonce,
the weave, like
the weave. You can see Beyonce's weave.
Yeah. Now we've waited forever and it's Beyonce. And I'm like, do I stop the interview between Billy and Beyonce after all this time?
I think you do.
Or do I got to get the interview done? And what do? I walked in the middle of the camera and said, I'm really sorry. I went to the hair and makeup people. I said, do you see? And they're like, I said, I walked right in there. I said, really sorry. Hair and makeup needs to touch up Beyonce a little. And she walked back inside, waited 20 more minutes, and then we did the interview. But yeah, it was, I was like, oh my God, I could see the corner of Beyonce's hair and wasn't going to go over.
She owes us. I don't think she was thankful enough. She's been blowing us off ever since. So, I mean, where the hell's my Beyonce interview for that? I saved you from your hair and the whole thing. You see, my guy.
The whole thing. It never aired.
The Beyonce concert here in Los Angeles and everywhere else, the Beyonce show, she's riding around on a giant horseshoe above the crowd. Did you see what happened to Katy Perry? Do we have that?
Yeah, here we go, Will.
Katy Perry in concert in San Francisco, riding around on a big dragon. I don't know why they do this. Watch that. Oh! The bottom falls out on her like that. To her credit, you know, she's an astronaut and also she's obviously been to some scary places. And watch this. Whoa! She braces herself, she regroups, and she continues singing Roar, the song. But I thought Katy was getting backlash for all that. That's a sold out show in a San Francisco stadium. What I don't get is flying around a stadium riding on anything. To me, it's all about Pink. You know, Pink does the acrobatics up there. And if you're not doing like Cirque du Soleil, like is it that much value added a concert to see someone ride around on a big dragon? I'm not so sure. Weavegate. Yeah, Weavegate has started. Weavegate has been, this was many, many years ago. It's amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Hey, check it out. We got a long distance award today, I believe. Watching from the other side of the world in Manila, Philippines. Casey Centrale. I'm going to go with Centrale. What up, Philippines in the house? Is that unbelievable? An astronaut. Katy Perry's an astronaut. That's funny. Rose, Vinny, final weigh-in is on 5 p.m. Eastern show Wednesday. Oh, that's you, Steve. You put that up. We need a Ken doll of Billy. Oh, Mildred. Mildred is hot for the Bushman. What is going on, Mildred? You called me a zaddy, and now you need a Ken doll. Anatomically correct. Let's make sure of that. Yeah, Pink's the only one who can pull that off. I agree. Pink's show, I mean, I haven't seen her in a while, but she took the live performance to a whole new level. Anyway, busy day today. Lots happening. I do want to say I do love the British Open. I love watching golf. God, yesterday was so beautiful. Where's Scottie Scheffler? Is this the cutest picture in the world? Scottie and his little man. People are giving shit to Scottie Scheffler for saying, yeah, golf is not fulfilling. He's like, it's life, it's family that's fulfilling. I do this, you know. And Jordan Spieth said some interesting things about Scottie Scheffler. He's not the most interesting, like, interview, but he does seem to have his life in total perspective. You think these, some of these golfers are not going to see their family forever, and they go and they're hitting the range, they're practicing all the time. What makes Scottie Scheffler's game so good is that he's got it in check. He's got balance in his life. And the way he greeted his wife and kid after the winning the British Open in a beatdown was actually beautiful. And you can see why he's so good at golf. He's got that balance, and his family is way more important. And he checks away when he's away from the game. He's away from the game. And his little guy there is adorable. He got a nice shout out from another great golfer, an unconventional golfer. He got a nice little Twitter shout out from Happy Gilmore. Congratulations again, Chef. Love your friend Happy. I know Bryson DeChambeau is in Happy Gilmore too, but I bet Scheffler is as well. He's got to be. Okay, so if you missed it earlier, it was a couple of us. It was at the top of the show. We had fun with it. Here's how we got rid of the mustache, Steve. Cue it up one more time. The Bushman decided to go clean face.
The bottom line is the mustache is a terrible look. It's not handsome. Goodbye. We're not even going to mess with this another minute. You look awful with a mustache. You look like an absolute bozo. Okay. First we do that. All right. And now we'll finish it off. Okay. Bye-bye. Wow. A handsome bastard.
That's how we got rid of the mustache. It just happened. I just looked at, I was doing something else. I looked up and I saw myself up close with the mustache. And I said, this is just terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was thinking about, I was doing the Irish, which is sort of a blend of the Scottish, because I was watching the Open Championship and it sort of made me think, and I listened to Rory. When I listen to Rory McIlroy talk, he always goes, and the crowd is here, and, I love them, and they're very supportive. My mother is around. Hollywood's only 45 minutes away. Hilarious. I thought I heard Pierce Brosnan. Oh, Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan's a little over the top. Reminds me of his singing in Mamma Mia. He just goes harder. Not a great singer, but a very handsome man, Pierce Brosnan. And I absolutely love Mobland. I think it's one of the best shows to me right now. If you haven't seen a series, I think that's it. Yeah. You never look awful. Robin Williams. Robin Willis. Thank you so much. Either way, stash on, stash off. Stash is going to be off. I've tried it. We did it the whole way. What do you think of all 20 more content creators on X being subpoenaed by Blake Lively? I think it's crazy. And then she's subpoenaing X now. We're going to, we'll get into that this week. I think it's bonkers. I think she's trying. The only reason to subpoena content creators, in my opinion, is to, I think, unless she honestly is telling herself that these people are paid by Brian Friedman and Baldoni's defense team. She thinks that they're being paid to say the truth about her. Then she's doing it for PR purposes, that somebody would hear it and say, oh my God, did you hear? Because sometimes there's so much shit that it's hard to keep it all straight, that people might say, oh my God, did you hear that like Brian Friedman and then Baldoni is paying content creators? Just by reading the accusation, might that take effect? I don't know. She can't possibly believe it. I think it's very hard for Blake Lively to understand that all the trail that you leave behind you will come back. How you treat people along the way is going to be, is all coming to the table on Judgment Day when you need it. And and how that, what happens afterwards. Put it this way. When I got taken out publicly, and I just use this as a frame of reference, because when I got taken out, had I ever been some kind of creep in the workplace or whatever along the way, or in anything in my past part of my career, they would have found it. They would have killed me. And they looked, believe me, they looked absolutely everywhere. But I can say this: there isn't a woman I've ever worked with in my entire life, and that's a shit ton, who would say I'd feel weird in the copy room alone with him. Nobody would say that. So it all comes. What happens along the way is going to, and for Blake, unfortunately, along the way, you were bitchy and snide and snobby and not really nice. And so at this moment, that's going to be, you're going to wish that had happened. You'd wish that you had done differently. Blake has to know at this point, she's just trying to get revenge at this point. I don't know. Her team didn't realize that one of them is a lawyer. Yeah. She's just trying to bankrupt people to win. Well, the problem is you're not bankrupting the guy who was number 2 on the call sheet for Jane the Virgin, Baldoni, because his bills are being paid for by Steve Sarowitz, the billionaire founder and chairman of Wayfair Studios. BL and RR, Blake and Ryan, are bullies. I hate to say it, but I think so in this case. And it is going to come to roost. She's doing everything she can to fight this thing in the nastiest of ways, and then also kind of pretend that it's, what's your woo-hoo? What's your woo-hoo? That's interesting. I don't know. What's your woo-hoo? Woo-hoo! Like something that makes you super psyched? I'll tell you what I'm doing in a couple weeks. No, next week. 1 week from today, I'm going to fly. We're going up to the coast of Nova Scotia in Canada, and I'm going to play one of the great golf destinations in the world. Cabot Links, it's called. Cabot Links in Nova Scotia. And that's my woohoo right there. Super psyched about it. We're going to be right up there and and stay in a cabin and play in the afternoon, and then play the next morning and come home. Yeah. Super excited about that. Yeah, the mustache as we wrap up here. Yeah, mustache. So much better without it. Thank you, mustache. You were so great. God knows what Blake Lively tells herself. Her mind would be a scary place to visit. I have to imagine that. Is she telling herself we're doing the right thing? Like sometimes you can really, if you're living a lie, if you're living something you're forcing something to be the truth in your life, if you're really dug in, I'm thinking about Lance Armstrong. He dug in so far he couldn't get out. Like once you're in that far, she can't see. Blake is past the point of return. She can't say at this point, you know what am I talking about? He's a harmless guy. He didn't do all those things. I was actually trying to wrest control of the movie. I wanted to make the sequel with Colleen Hoover. I didn't want him to make it. I wanted to. It's more like up my alley. Remember, she made those comments revealed last week. Without a crystal ball, said, I believe it to be true that, a man shouldn't be able to make a movie about domestic violence, which is crazy, insane. But she thought this is more appropriate for me. It fits this is a great platform for me to stand on. I just need to get rid of him. So, they had a small setback by throwing out Baldoni's countersuit. That was hurtful for him. But in the end, it all is about this. And I do believe that he will be victorious on that. Yeah, have a great Monday. I don't care about the Blake Lively crap. Okay, bye, Chrissy. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, Blake is past that point of return. You're trying to warn them earlier to just apologize. Yeah, I honestly, if she'd apologized in the beginning, I think it would have been fine. I think people would accept your apology. I think we all need to accept apology. If you give a good apology and it's heartfelt, accept it. What the hell is the point of not accepting someone's apology? Are you trying to make the point that, you're flawless? No, I don't think so. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us on Morning Mics. We'll be back tomorrow. Just breaking it all down. So fun. Steve, let's I'm going to I see something here. There's a final little picture. There's Steve's daughter, Maddie, high up in Seattle with her dad filming on a
Space Needle.
A Space Needle.
Right on top of the Space Needle.
You can't go to Seattle and not go to the Space Needle, Steve.
No.
So she had the time of her life. Buddy, that was amazing. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, and I will be back with another mustache. I'm going to grow it overnight. It's coming back. No, it's not. See you later. Hot Mics, 5 o'clock. Hot Mics. Great time.